Hey there out there in Glamourland, it's makeup time! Okay, so I just did my first makeup tutorial video, so I'm just gonna let my hair down and show how pretty everything looks. Alright. Okay, so what I'm doing here is just lining my lips. I have decided to speed it up for the sake of just talking through, and I like to use this technique to line the lips first and then add my color, and I'm partially filling in the lip just to make it not look so 1995. Yeah, so we're just going to do that, and then we fill in the whole lip with the MAC High Drama liquid lipstick here. Okay, now here what I'm going to be doing is taking my MAC Dip Down Brow Gel and smoothly applying the brows. So I start out filling in the heavier part of the brows, and then I smooth that gel out using my brow brush. And this is an angle brush. It is, I believe it is the MAC 266. And then I slowly create a gradient where it goes from heavy to light, and smoothing it this way gives it a more natural effect. And what I do here is make sure that that arch isn't too arched and that it's more smooth and the arch is finer so that it doesn't look too unnatural. Alright, now it's foundation time. I'm using the MAC Studio Fix powder in NC45, and this is just going to be my foundation for today. I'm not going to use any liquids. I'm just setting it with powder because it is hot outside. So we're just distributing this all over, and I'm putting it under the eyes and giving myself a nice smooth powder. Alright, moving on to my contour. I'm using the Bare Minerals dark powder there just to give myself a nice contour, and it's going to look very natural to give myself a nice chiseled face, putting it in the hollows of my cheeks and taking it up to the temples slightly, and that is a great contour there, both sides. And using this darker color gives you more dimension in a more natural way. For my eyes, I'm going to be using this Sonia Kashuk sort of liquid eyeshadow, and I use this as a base and I blend it in with my fingers just because the fingers are going to give it a nice natural blend and it's not going to look cakey. It allows the shadows to adhere better. And then for my shadows, I want to use this palette. This was actually the Maleficent palette from MAC, and it has a lot of very natural colors in there. I want to make use of these browns, and I'm using my 217 blending brush to go ahead and blend those beauties. And mostly the browns today are going to be the natural colors. Later I'm also going to use this color to contour my nose with. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is use the L'Oreal Infallible black eyeliner. It is in a silky noir, and I'm just going to line the entire eye above and below, go up top and just feather it and smooth that across there. So I'm going to take my small MAC smudger brush. It is a shader brush, and I am going to take a dark brown color from the Maleficent collection and just sort of smudge this liner out. It's a very soft liner, so I'm giving myself a cat eye with this just by smoothing it out. And then I like to take the darker color, the Carbon that's in that palette, and go ahead and go over it with that smudger brush, because when you shade it, it doesn't tend to run as much. So, and then I'm just winging it out here. One of the next step is going to be putting on my eye primer here. This is for the eyelashes. So it is the MAC primer, and then I'm going to go ahead and put on the Better Than Sex mascara. from, I believe it's Benefit. So I'm just going to put that on top of that, and it just extends the look of the lashes. It makes them look nice and voluminous. And top and bottom there. Normally I just put my mascara primer on the top. Here, for whatever reason, I decided to put on gloss on top of this already nice lip, and it is the MAC Vamplify gloss. It's very similar to the color Spiked, and so I'm putting it on there, even though I think the look was better without gloss, but it also looks good too. So what I'm doing here is contouring with the darker shadow color from the palette, the Maleficent palette. And I'm just using a fluffy blending brush here to smooth that into the contour areas. Next, I'm going to use the 286 brush to contour the nose slightly. And then blend that up into the eye socket there. And this is a grayish color, so it creates a really great contour. And that's my completed look for today. Alright, thank you.